Being said, welcome back. You know how we do when we do it, so let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah. Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Griffin, baby.
Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. What we talking about today? Of course, what everybody's talking about. Oh, young Billie Eilish at the Grammys. Plus, my Super Bowl preview. Other news and notes. But I appreciate you being here. And as always, this is Real Billy Griffin. Riffin with Graham. Riffin with Graham. Real Billy Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. You know how we do when we do it. Make sure you sub. You want to get the sub in. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. Okay. I have it low like that on purpose. Yes. Make sure you sub so you know when I'm going live. You should also you really should follow my list, my podcast list on my page. I'll move the podcast thing up on on the YouTube page, but I don't know why people aren't getting my notifications, but it is what it is. I'm still trying Twitch and I'm trying TikTok for the gaming. It's kind of slowing down, but it is what it is. I still love it. And my Patreon people, thank you so much for being here. You guys are great. Love y'all. You guys are great. Yes. So welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. I'm gonna just tell you some stuff that's going on live in full effect. So I got I had this Lucid Motors car. You know what I mean? Lucid. Shout out to Lucid. I love my car. I love that. The technology is great, but things move fast in the electric world. So I got some damage to the car. So it's happened in a parking lot. I think somebody was backing out with my next to me, you know what I mean? And so they backed out and they hit they scraped the back of my car, damaged my bumper and all this stuff. And it's a lease. So I'm trying to decide, do I go with the insurance or do I just pay for it myself? And then the thing with Lucid, there's only a few body shops in all of Southern California that are Lucid certified repair places. So I went to one place. The guy took pictures. He never got back to me. And I was like, what? Then I went to another place just the other day. I called them and they had this great website system where you take pictures of the car and boom, boom. So I just got off the guy just called me before I went live and he was like, he sent me the estimate and the estimate is crazy. It's crazy. So now I actually don't know what to do because the main problem I have right now is the car don't hold its value. My car right now, the blue book for it is $40,000, okay? What I have left to pay, let's say I want to buy the car, is way more than that. So I'm like, well, I'm turning it in. You know what I'm saying? You're not. So I already contacted them. I said, I want a fair market buyout. I didn't know that's something you could do. You could get a fair market buyout of the car because if you don't, then the bank loses money anyway because the bank's going to take this. So I guess the bank bought the car from Lucid at this exorbitant price. And now the car isn't worth that anymore. So the residual value of the car is way less than that. So if they go put it out for auction, they're not going to get their money back. It's the kind of thing. So if the owner of the car already, because now at this point too, it's also better just turn your car in and then just if you like this car so much, buy a used version of your own car. It'll have some warranty and all that kind of stuff. So it's a weird game you play when you lease in a car. So now I don't know what. And I have 8 months left, so I have to. And they say you can only do this with 3 months left. So I'm kind of like, ugh, what do I do? Now do I fix? Now the thing too is when you turn the car in, and they're gonna what do you call it? they're gonna charge you to fix the car. You're gonna be like, well, there's damage. They're gonna be like, well, it's gonna cost this amount, so they might overcharge. Like, are they gonna charge me more than this place is charging me? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I should just fix the car out of pocket, go through insurance, or just wait and see what they're going to charge me for the damage. Or I'm like, I want to get in another one of your cars. I will if you just take this car as is. I just don't know. I don't know what to do there. So anybody got any advice for that? It's crazy. So, it's just a weird thing with and then I don't know. I started this podcast getting off a phone call where I got an estimate that is bananas estimate for fixing a car. Absolutely bananas. So, that's crazy out there. You know what I mean? All right. Another news. Wolf turned 2. Can you believe that? Can you believe Wolf is 2 years old? 2 years old. It's wow. Just that thing people always say about fatherhood. They go, you better enjoy it, man, because it goes fast. You think you go, yeah, I get it. I understand it goes fast until all of a sudden you're like, whoa, this is fast. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, he's 2? But I say it all the time every week. It's the joy of my life. So all you dads out there fighting a good fight, I totally get it. You know what I mean? Well, let me see. YouTube has this thing where you could dual stream now. So I'm trying to make sure I'm getting what it's supposed to look like. But anyways, whatever. Who cares? No, it's better right here. So I don't know. So what else is going on? So you know what? That is going on live in full effect right from the chat. What do you think about the James Harden and Darius Garland trade? I have no idea. My Clippers were balling 17-4 in the last 21 games, whatever that is. Really fighting back, playing well, and then James Harden requests a trade? I just don't get it. So I don't know what's going on in that locker room, but James Harden is like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about James Harden. He's a fantastic regular season player. He's a fantastic if the game's not on the line. If like something serious is not on the line, he's a great player. But I don't know what. Maybe this is better because now that I think about it, my honest opinion of it is James Harden is too high of an option on the Clippers team to be effective to make a good playoff run because he's proven he can't do that. He's 36. He's been playing for 15 whatever years. He has never played well in the playoffs. Ever. When it mattered. Ever. Listen to me. He's never played well in the playoffs. What are you supposed to do? Now on Cleveland, he might be the third option. You got, what's his name, 45. He's great. That dude, freaking baller. So he's going to be the first option. Then you have that other Mobley and those other guys could be the second option. And then if James Harden is just facilitating and, passing the ball to the right people, making some open jumpers, give us 15, 10, and 4, something like that. If he gives us something like that, this might be a great fit for him. But, crazy. They got Garland. They got their point guard who's been hurt. So I don't know if he's coming back. Hopefully he's coming back with the Clippers, this season. Maybe the Clippers can make a little run, make a decent run. So I don't know. Just crazy, man. That was a crazy trade. So, but anyways, here we are. Good to be here, guys. First up, first order of business. Let's talk about what a lot of people are talking about right now is coming off the Grammys, which I didn't watch. I don't watch the award shows anymore because I just feel like it's like performative politics that you want to escape from it, I'm in a weird position because one, I'm a comic, I do a podcast, but I'm also like, I'm in Hollywood, you know. I never left Hollywood. You know, some of you guys think I don't do anything anymore, but I do. I've done 2 movies in the last 2 years, you know. I've done a episode of a television show. I've done like, you know, I'm also directing special. I mean, I do stuff. So it's kind of like you go, that's why I kind of like to have a more measured approach or opinion about things. I'm not trying to have a sensationalized opinion so people could be like, oh man, Griffin said this. But, you know, when it comes to the internet, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll have a video up on my page and I'll get comments like, you're a left-wing nut. And then I'll also have a comment in the same video. I'll have a comment, oh, this guy's, you know, sucking up to the conservative side. So it's like, that's the problem you get when you have a sort of like measured approach, when you have an approach of like, okay, let me get all the facts and then I'll tell you how I feel. I don't feel based off politics. I don't feel based off what the party line is supposed to be or whatever that even means. That's just not how I think about things. But I think about things as a comic because that's how I make jokes. When I look at something, I'm trying to find a particular perspective that I could talk about on stage. But, you know, the problem is, you know, you have this weekly podcast you have to do. So you got to talk about things here, too. So I am going to, you know, moving forward, I'll let you guys know, like, I'm trying to make this into a joke. And so we'll know that this is the harsh conversation about what I'm talking about, and hopefully later I can make it funnier, I can make it more entertaining, but right now we're just talking it out. So that's something I'm gonna start doing letting you know on the podcast moving forward, that this is something I want to make funny, but it's not going to be funny as I talk about it now. Does that make sense? You know, because this is a great way to do it. I mean, I didn't watch. So somebody's asking me, did you like Trevor Noah hosting? I didn't watch it. I just didn't watch. I have zero interest in award shows these days. In the last like 5-6 years, I've just been like, oh, that's kind of political. And then like even watching Ricky Gervais kind of say the same thing, kind of like really, you know, roast, you know, the whole establishment, you kind of went, oh yeah, he's right. There's a lot of politics going on the award show. And then when he wasn't hosting anymore, there's no point in watching. The one award show I watched the beginning of is the Golden Globes because Nikki Glaser is my friend and I want to see her shine. You know, she's at the clubs doing the jokes and I'm seeing them. You know, I like that. So I'm like, you know, I watched that. And then, but even with that, you could watch it on the internet and move on. So I didn't watch, but I saw the aftermath. So our good-intentioned Billie Eilish. Now listen, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna slam the girl in the way that a lot of people are. I just want to talk through it, and this is how I feel about it. And then, like I say, this is like the foundation of me making a funny joke about it. You know what I mean? So I feel like Billie Eilish. I think that, you know, I don't, if you know what she said, let's just go over that real quick. If you're just watching, maybe you didn't know either, but she said, you know, what is it? What is something on stolen land? Let's look up exactly what this chick said. You know what I mean? Just so we know what we're talking about, you know. What did Billie Eilish say at the Grammys? You know what I mean? So, you know, just to get the proper context of it, you know. But like I say, I think that, you know, I'm not going to like slam the girl completely. Why don't they just say, you know, why don't I'm telling you, man, the AI sometimes is not good. Just FYI, I've had so many problems. Here we go. There it is right there. Actually, this is one of the questions that's right there. Something about stolen land. You know what I mean? What is she? Oh, there's no one is illegal on stolen land. There it is right there. No one is illegal on stolen land. So let me say it like this. She is good intentions. But you know what they say about good intentions? Sometimes they're a road to hell. So I don't know if this is how she should have said that, but I take it as I think that I think that like a lot of people's sentiment is, hey, Ice, can you like not be so rough or whatever that they think is wrong with that? You know, however you feel about that, whatever. You know, I think this is all about what's going on in Minnesota, which I find it strange that this kind of thing is all people talk about is just Minnesota. You know what I mean? Just side note before we get into this Billie Eilish thing, what's peaceful protesting? Can somebody tell me in the comments? Because I can't tell what peaceful protesting is anymore. I don't know what that is. What is it? Because I thought peaceful protesting was like, you know, you're standing on the side with a sign and maybe you're chanting some things. I don't know. Because some of the things I see coming out of these sanctuary states that are attacking ICE and the local police and law enforcement is not intervening or helping or in either way, it don't look peaceful to me. Even that poor guy that got shot, there's video of him now weeks before, and it don't look like peaceful protesting. It looked like violent protesting to me. Not saying the guy should have been shot, but at the same time, you go, what is supposed to happen in this situation? You know, because I would want to ask anybody that feels like they should be out there attacking ICE. Let's say this was in a prison. You know, let's say some stuff was going on. Would you do this in prison? Would you be out there protesting in prison? You know, would you, you know, the reason I know it's silly, it's far-fetched, but what I'm saying is you might have the thought in your head of being like, ooh, I don't know if I would do this around criminals because I feel like this is a dangerous situation. You know, or like, you know, let's say there's a gang area in your city and the gangs are, you know, doing a certain thing. Are you going to go out there and protest with the gangs? Are you going to be like, yo, you stop putting graffiti on our walls? I don't know if you would do that because you would feel some kind of way about like, well, I don't know what these people are capable of. Well, this is the thing that's ironic to me. If you are a person that feels that ICE is too violent, that they are a Gestapo, you want to compare them to Nazis. Have you forgotten what the Nazis did? So it's so weird to me that protesters who think these people are violent and they are doing the wrong thing, that you want to go out and try to stop these people. And you're surprised that there's some sort of retaliation. If you already feel that ICE is bad and they're doing the wrong thing, why are you putting yourself in harm's way? I don't get it. And then when these kind of things happen, then you want to turn around and be like, I can't believe the law enforcement people that I called Nazis are doing Nazi things. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, that don't make no sense to me. I don't know. So it's like but I do agree that, you know, law enforcement should be held to a higher standard. That's a difficult job. Imagine having that job. You're trying to uphold the law as you see it, you know, and then you have citizens, you know, spitting on you, throwing shit at you, breaking your car, getting in the way, standing in front of the car while you move it. And then also those same people are looking at you and being like, I know you're not going to hit me. You know what I mean? It's almost like a girlfriend, you know, your girlfriend or wife. She know you're not going to hit her. And then so she be acting up. That's what society seems to feel like. You know, they're like, I wish you would hit me. You're not going to hit me. And it's like, then you get hit. And then people go, oh, I can't believe you hit, you know? So I don't know. It just feels weird because I saw a great video of this guy. He was like, hey, I got detained by ICE. And he was talking about his experience that he paid his bond, he got out, he went through the court system, and everything is fine with him now. And that's not the case for everybody. But the point he made, and the point I want to make, are there other ways to protest ICE to help people immigrate to this country in a safe, legal way? I think that all of these people out here, you know, virtue signaling and all this shit, I think that they should go and help these people, go bail them out, go sponsor them. You know, there should be a fund You know, like some sort of liberal fund where it's like, hey, we're helping people who are detained by ICE get out on bail, because a lot of these people don't have the money to get out on bail. And the guy was saying, and I don't know if it's true or not, but the guy was saying that you can't get out, like it's not a 10% like criminal, like regular criminal stuff. You have to pay the full bond. So my thing is like, if you care so much about the immigrants that are coming here, and they came here through not the regular channels, okay? So by law they are, illegal immigrants. You want to help these people. Maybe instead of standing in front of a police car, go down. Let's go down to the wherever the station they're at, wherever they're being held, and bail them out. Go sponsor them. I want to sponsor this person to be in the country, or however that works. I think that there's other ways to really show that you care other than being disruptive and violent and putting these people that you in the position, and let me say again, man, let me say again, you can't call some people Nazis. You can't call ICE Nazis and then turn around and get mad when they act like Nazis. What? I don't know, man. So anyways, on top of all that going on, you got a lot of people talking about it, especially celebrities. And so Billie Eilish is like, you can't be illegal on stolen land. Well-intended. It's good intentions, okay? I believe that she means well. And by the way, I think Billie Eilish is an example of some of these pop stars. Let's not get mad at her for her youth and her ignorance, because that's really what it is. But she also does some stuff. Remember a few weeks back, she was like, billionaires, give away your money. Then you go, well, she's got a lot of money. Why? And then you turn around and find out she's raised and given away almost $12 million. Okay. So she's out there putting her money where her mouth is. I think she's an example to young women. Her music is about, it speaks to them, and they're at her concerts, and she's not sexualizing herself in front of kids at her concerts like a lot of these other pop chicks are doing. So I'm just saying, I think that we can look at her and be like, you know what? There's something about her. I think she's well-intended, okay? But that being said, man, she's getting murdered online right now, man. She's now in the content algorithm. Look at me. I'm talking about it. But she put herself and even the worst one is when you put yourself in the conservative content algorithm. When you're in the conservative content algorithm, man, that's not a good one. You know why? Because a lot of times it's like, especially the ones that have this measured, factual approach to like, well, this is how the society works and that kind of thing. It just makes people that react with their emotions look really ignorant and sometimes stupid, And this is one of these things, man. You got Native Americans are trashing her. They're like, well, great. Your $14 million house, that's on our land. We're coming for it. She opened herself up to this kind of stuff. And, there's just, look, man, there's rule of law. There's like, this is my issue with very wealthy, popular celebrities having political opinions. Uninformed political opinions, too. When you're just acting on feelings, when you're just saying stuff on feelings, it's kind of, it's hard because you look the same. When you benefit off the capitalist system and enjoy the privileges that it gives you in society, it's hard for me to see the difference between a rich Billie Eilish and pick rich conservative person that you think is evil, They look exactly the same. They live in the same neighborhoods. They're enjoying the same privileges in society. So when you just virtue signaling for the sheep out there on the social media, because that's what it is. It's like all these like people online who have all these opinions, they have a voice with social media to say whatever the hell they want. So they're out there like, yeah, Billie, but she's not with you. You don't live in a $14 million house that she's got and then another $5 million place someplace else and living off her royalties and traveling and making you're not living the same as her. So it's easy for her to say that. And then you're like, yeah, it's like everybody thinks they're Batman. And then the Hollywood types are putting the virtue signal in the sky. And then all the sheep are like, oh, there's the virtue signal. Oh, no. I have to go help. And it's like, what are you talking about? I don't know. I don't think there's rich liberal areas, and then there's rich conservative areas. I think they all live in the same place. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, somebody said the land was conquered. That's a big thing you see. That's a good conservative talking point right now. But that's what I'm saying. It's like not understanding how the world was even, and you can have a problem with that too, but that's just what happens, We came here, we conquered, now we have rule of law. That's how you're able to make a lot of money because those laws are enforced by the government. That's how then you have banks that are protected and you have insurance and all of that stuff is the system that she is benefiting from. The music business. Now she had to go on tour and her tickets are $300. She's, you know what I mean? I don't see how you could be a person like that, generating this kind of generational wealth and then turn around and criticize people that are doing exactly what benefiting off that system that you're also benefiting off. That's what I'm saying is like, put your money where your mouth is silently. And I think that, at a certain point when you make a certain amount of money, that's when it's time to shut up. So I know a lot of people get criticized. These a lot of like famous people like, when are you famous people going to speak out about ICE or that kind of stuff? Well, it's like because maybe they have an opinion that they don't want to share. Or maybe they're like, I don't know enough about this. Let me just step away from this. I'm an entertainer. So I think that that's what's happening right now. Because this is my point, and this is where I'm working on this. I tried to do it on stage the other night, but I'm still working on it, so let's work on it together. I'll tell you. Here's my issue. There's people that have a certain amount of money. Once you get a certain amount of money, your address becomes Earth. You're not relegated to live in one place. You now live on planet Earth. And your mailbox is whatever sunset view you're at currently. That's just what happens when you have a certain amount of money. So I find it very frustrating when super rich people, and they're always famous Hollywood types, start going, I'm leaving the United States. I'm leaving this place. And I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, because you can. You have the privilege and the wherewithal to do that. How would that make you feel? Like it would be like if there's a zombie apocalypse going on in California, right? Zombies are everywhere, but society's still trying to make it. And then some rich person comes on and goes, you know what? I'm out of here, guys. I'm leaving California. There's too many zombies. Good luck. You'd be at home like, damn, you got your doors locked. You got to have a shotgun with you at all times. You're worried about your kids because these zombies. And then some rich, privileged person is telling you how they're leaving. What? What are you talking about? You're not a revolutionary because you have over $10 million in your account. You should just leave quietly. You're not a hero. Ellen DeGeneres and James Cameron even said, I'm thinking of leaving the United States. Just leave, homie. Because you got houses everywhere anyway. Right? I mean, and here's the irony of it. These very wealthy people are leaving the country, they say, and they're passing people at the border who are escaping real persecution. They're escaping real poverty. They're trying to escape places that they can't succeed at, places that got real issues. And they're crossing these rich people at the border. And in some cases, these people just want a better life. And in some cases, guys, the better life might even be working at one of the houses that this rich guy just left. That might be better than where they were. And the rich people are just kind of like going like, see ya. You're not a revolutionary. If a person making a teacher's salary with 2 kids decides, I can't take the United States anymore, I'm leaving, well, that's something. Good luck and see how that goes. But these rich people should just shut up. Just shut up and leave. Because here's my point about it too. If you really believe that the United States is so terrible, and you're making this public proclamation, this public announcement, I'm leaving the United States, that's kind of messed up for all the people that count on you or in your life. Are you taking the maid that comes to your house? Are you taking the trash guy with you? Are you taking the cleaners that you go to? Are you know what I mean? Are you taking, who are you taking with you to get away from this evil place? Just you? You're just taking you. So nobody else gets to go? Just you? I don't get it, man. That's one of those things where you just should quietly leave. So I don't know, man. I just think that, again, if you are enjoying the privileges, wealth and power and fame and prestige as the people that you claim to hate, and I can't tell who from a distance who is who, other than your virtue signaling on a award show, you're not doing a service to anybody but yourself. And I think you should shut the fuck up. That's what I think. Thank you. Who's this? Artie Stern. Appreciate it. So, somebody said they're going to Texas. Good luck. I don't know, guys. It's pretty strange. But that being said, guys, you know what's coming up this weekend? The Super Bowl. And Underdog Sports is here to help you have the most fun during the Super Bowl. Football's biggest game is right around the corner, and you can get in on all the action with Underdog. Not an underdog yet? Then you're in luck, because new customers score, now this is a big thing, guys, $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Guys, I'm telling you, it's completely worth it. Before I even got on an ad from Underdog, I did it. And I did like a 6-game over-under parlay, and I won $1,000. So you can do it too. It's real. It's fun. Okay, playing Underdog is easy. You just head to the app, make picks if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. If you get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Plus, there's new promos dropping daily in the app. So if you like making picks, winning money, then Underdog is the place to be for the big game. It's real simple, guys. Just a real simple explanation. You go, okay, I think Drake May's going to have over 255 yards. They have the numbers there. So you just go over, under on the things. You could pick parlays. It's great. It's a fun time. It's a fun way if you want to get into it. What are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code Griffin. That's important. Everybody, go download the Underdog app and use promo code Griffin to score $75 of fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code Griffin. Underdog, make picks. What is this? Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, New England, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. 467-369. All right, guys. Yeah, great stuff. It's fun. Play Underdog Fantasy. Okay? So, anyways. Whatever. Somebody's talking smack in the chat. Yeah, I normally go to Vegas. For like 25 years now, I've gone to Vegas for the Super Bowl. I've missed maybe 3 times. I'm probably not going to go this year, but I love going to Vegas during the Super Bowl. That's so fun to like go and like you bet on the coin flip. One time my buddy Jeff won because he said the first score was going to be a safety. Remember that Super Bowl where the first score was a safety? Look, gamble responsibly. You know what I mean? I'm not, don't. If you're betting your rent money or your mortgage payment, you shouldn't be gambling. Okay, but go out there and have fun. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of all I had to say about that. But let's talk about the big game, guys. Man, who you got? So I want to know what your picks are. So let's put our Riffin with Griffin picks in the comments. Not this chat, the comment section. When the comments, when the comics go live, put your comment. Listen, I think this is what's going to happen. If I was going to Vegas, I'm going to tell you this is what I would bet. I'm going to just, up front, I'm going to tell you what I would bet. So Seattle is favored by 4.5. I would take the Patriots to cover, but I would also bet Seattle to win outright. So I would do that parlay. I did that the year Cincinnati was in the playoffs, when they were in the Super Bowl versus the Rams. I took Cincinnati to cover, and I took the Rams to win, and I won huge. So that's the pick, because I think 4.5 is a lot. I think these are 2 good defenses. I think that, on a neutral ground with good weather, I think this is going to be one of those type of games. Hopefully the moment is not too big for Drake May. But at the same time, I could totally see Seattle just beating the brakes off of them too. I just think they're just a really well-rounded, solid team. I think Sam Darnold, this is the comeback story of all comeback stories. I remember I said last week, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, if I was Minnesota, I would fire the coach and GM. They fired the GM. Minnesota fired their GM. Totally. I'd fire the coach too. But whatever. They fired the GM because that was a mistake. I mean, it's not like you give the guy a chance. But, they had this draft pick. They were trying to surround him. They got to pay players. It's all nonsense, but we'll see. Hopefully, if Sam Darnold can win this Super Bowl, that's really what a fantastic story that is, right? I think both teams have a good story because I think the Patriots, coming off of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and 20 years of just dominance, it's like that you would think, oh, that's never going to happen again. Cut to just 3 years later since the firing or retirement of Bill Belichick, they're back in the Super Bowl. Man, great franchise. So that would be a great story too. Drake May would be the youngest player ever to win the Super Bowl, I think. I heard that. So we'll see. You know what I mean? I think Ben Roethlisberger in his second year went to the Super Bowl and lost when he was really young. I think he might have even been, it was in his first year starting, I think, that he got to the Super Bowl, right? Is that right, Pittsburgh fans? So this already, Drake May's numbers are down, but man, they've faced 3 top 5 defenses already. If they beat Seattle, they would have beaten 4 top 5 defenses. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know who's going to be the star of the game. But man, it could be anybody. It could be that kick returner for Seattle. That guy's deadly. I don't think the Patriots are going to allow JSN to go off, but that would just mean that third receiver on Seattle might have to have a game. But they have the horses to do it. They got, I think Sam Darnold's been in enough big games now that he's like, man, this is it for me. I mean, I bet you if you're Sam Darnold, you're sitting at home and you're like, oh man, I gotta do this. I'm giving this my all. There's no choking anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like the choking's done. He already felt bad about what happened last year. Then the team fired him. And he responded in a way that's how you're supposed to respond. Maybe without that firing, he's just like, he never gets over the hump. But I think that he was like, damn, I won 14 games last year and I lost the final 2 games and the team fired me. I can't have that happen again. And here we are in the Super Bowl. I want Sam Darnold to win, I really do. So that's what I'm saying. I'm taking the Patriots to cover and I'm taking Seattle to win. That's going to be one of my bets if I was in Vegas. If I was going to do another bet, I would take Seattle. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to take Seattle in the under or if I want to take Seattle in the over. I mean, is this going to be a defensive battle? Because the Patriots have been playing good too. But again, their defense played in the snow versus a quarterback that has lost his mojo. I don't know what's going on with C.J. Stroud, but he's just like, it looks crazy. So they played against that defense. They played against Denver. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, is their defense good or not? Patriots, I'm saying. So this could be like what if Seattle puts the whoop on them? What if Seattle goes up by, they score 28? Well, then I still think the Patriots can score. So then what's the over-under? I don't know what it is yet. I got to look. But if it's not too crazy. But yeah, I'm seeing in the chat, 4.5 is a lot of points. That's a lot of points, y'all. That's a lot of points in the Super Bowl. I mean, the last 25 years has only been like 3 or 4 blowouts in the Super Bowl, I think. That's some number I heard today. Or 16, whatever it is like that. So the Super Bowls have been pretty close, So we'll see. So tell me who you got. I want to know. Let's put it in paper right now. Let's put it down. Put it down in the comments. I need to know who you got, who you think the MVP is going to be, and who the star is going to be. I think if Seattle wins, no matter what, Sam Darnold, if they win, it's going to be because Sam Darnold went off and he's going to win the MVP, and that's going to be a great button to this story. I hope that's what it is. But like if they allow, but then what, and good for Cooper Kupp too, right? Cooper Kupp in another Super Bowl. I mean, he could be a dark horse MVP. What if he does it again? What if they're so concentrating on JSN that Cooper Kupp, like, he knows how to play in the Super Bowl. He's already been Super Bowl MVP. He's like, come on, y'all, give me this ball. So we'll see. It's interesting. It's gonna be a great game. I can't wait to watch. Yeah, So let me know. Let me know what you think. I know somebody in the chat. Yeah, back in the 90s, it was all blowouts. It was like just terrible games. Remember the 49ers versus the Chargers? One of the greatest posters ever is Jerry Rice in the end zone holding his hands out wide with the ball in his hand, and the Chargers defensive player is just on the ground at his feet, and there's just dust. That is, I gotta find that. Let me find it. Let's look at that real quick, because that was just one of the most, and that was like I think they scored 50 in that. It was like 45-3 or something like that. Let's look at it. Jerry Rice, famous TD picture. Let's see. Where is it, man? Oh, of course they're not showing it. Picture. Okay, here we go. Wait. Verse Chargers. Let's see. Come on, show it, y'all. Where you at, y'all? Come on, Google. Of course, they're not showing it. I'm surprised it did. Wow, really? That was a famous poster. Damn. But anyways, a lot of blowouts, man. I'm surprised. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? Have y'all seen that poster? I don't know why I can't find it anywhere on the internet. That's crazy. That was like a great picture. Wow. This is amazing that I can't find this. If somebody finds it, send it to me, okay? Send me an Instagram message with that picture, because that was a great picture. But anyways, guys, yeah, Dallas and the Bills, man. There's so many. Yeah, the '90s was terrible Super Bowls, but we still watched them. You know, back in the '90s, the Super Bowl was the Niners versus Dallas. That was always the Super Bowl, and then whoever was in the AFC was just gonna get beat up by the NFC person. But it is what it is, guys. I want to thank you for watching the show and listening to the show. I appreciate you guys always being here, and we got more coming. Make sure you sub. You gotta sub. Hit the notifications, guys. If you go to my page, go to my YouTube page, and look at those lists that I have there, and follow one of those lists. So the one that is like the podcast list, so you can know when I'm going live, because a lot of people aren't getting it live. I don't know why that's happening. Twitch, I love Twitch. I'm still twitching, even though my Twitch is dying, but we're still twitching. And guys, I did it. It won me over. I'm playing Arc Raiders, so come watch. The Unk Raider, get his Arc Raiders on. I do that a lot now. And then Patreon folks, you guys have been great. Thank you for the support. And audio people, thank you, audio guys. I'll see you guys next week. All right, we're done with the audio. YouTubers, you guys are great, man. Appreciate y'all. And I will see you next week. Thank you.